And welcome back to the show. We're talking about the YWCA's Family Literacy Program, and here with us Dr. Tanya Trice, who is the director for the Family Literacy Center, and Diane Iovino, who's the coordinator for the Family Literacy Center. Both of those, of course, through the Y. You all have been working for many, many years to just make sure that adults had the resources they needed if they needed some extra help with that education. And I wonder, from an adult perspective, what you're seeing these days and what help those adults are coming to you with needing.
Yeah, so what we're seeing when we have a new adult come in is that a lot of times they come in and they want to start explaining to us why they didn't get their high school diploma in the first place. So we automatically stop them and we let them know that we don't need to know their story, only if they want to tell it.
Gotcha.
And that we're here just to support them so they can move forward. And so once we get that level of comfort established, you know, the way they come in is they always meet with me as the director, and we sit down and we set goals. We set 2 short-term goals and 2 long-term goals. And then once we talk about their goals and where they are and where they want to be, then we always mention the end. So we begin with the end in mind, and we talk about graduation in June. So that gets them a little excited. And then we take them to the process of they have to do some testing. And so once they get the testing done, we let them know that this test is only so we can assess where you are, and so we can help you. And so once the testing is done, they move forward with taking classes, and many, as far as how our students come through the program is basically based on how they want to pace it. We have students who will come to class 5 days a week, and naturally they will finish faster than those who are able to come 1 day a week. But we really work intentionally and specifically to make sure that we mainstream the process and move our students through as fast as we possibly can.
I can imagine, because you talk about 2 short-term goals. So what's an idea of what a short-term goal might be? Just show up every day for one?
Yes, yes. So I had someone, she was a teenager, she said, one of my short-term goals is to just get out of bed in the morning. So, and it's interesting.
Because you've got to get there.
Yeah, she's got to get up. And she wanted me to call her and nudge her a little bit. Sometimes, so I've done that a few times.
You're
I don't want to baby her a lot.
I can tell.
Right, thank you. It's interesting, I was thinking about this morning. You would expect money to be one of the main goals, but usually it is not. It's I want to do better for myself. I want to do better for my children. I want to be a better example to my teenage daughter. So they've already internalized that this is something that I need to do to make everyone better.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And then when long-term, of course, the graduation is a key goal, but when you talk about long-term, is that where people land in just making sure that they're better for their family in the long run?
Yes, absolutely. So we have individuals say, I want to go to a 2-year college, I want to get a technical degree, I want to be an ENT. So that's when they start talking about where they want to move next in their careers, because a lot of our students are working at least 100 hours a pay period to be where they are minus their high school equivalent diploma. So in order to keep them focused, we're telling them that your new position will probably have less hours and you'll be able to do some more things with your family, which is some of the comments that come up.
I remember this old saying that, you know, education, and it was really simplistic, right? But education is the key to success. But I'm wondering if in this day and time, if that's all it takes, or if you're finding that along with providing that resource for the family, for the adult to learn, there's all sorts of other needs that you've had to sort of find resources and solutions for.
Absolutely. So we have a dual generation approach, meaning that we want to serve our adult individuals, but we also want to make sure that we're reaching back to these other generations, because whenever you're looking at a successful family, it's however you define success.
Yeah.
Let's say as far as education is concerned, that area of understanding that the mom needs to be educated, the dad needs to be educated and be able to support the children is so very important. I'm a former K-12 educator, and anytime I called a parent and they were automatically there to support, I knew we were going to have a successful outcome. So now we're having these conversations then also. So how can, with our parent education, so how can you support your child in school? Here's what it looks like. Here's how you approach the teacher. Here's how you approach the principal to be more effective.
And I wonder, when you look at not just the numbers of people coming in, but the makeup of the folks coming in, are you seeing sort of a balance between moms and dads, women and men coming, or does it seem to be more women coming for that extra help?
That's interesting. Right now we have more of a balance. We even have a husband and wife team that came in together.
Wow.
We thought they were super sweet. We have a lot of our referrals are from family members. You know, had a new client yesterday. Mom actually is high up in the school system, and so when we reached out to him, Mom was so happy to have him come. So we have a really good balance of clients, and you know, when we look at trauma-informed care like we do at the YWCA, we're very sensitive with making sure that everyone feels welcome.
Yeah. And I also wonder that connection, because obviously people know the history of the YWCA and the powerful work that you do, particularly with survivors of domestic violence.
Sure.
So when you talk about the family literacy program and where it plays into helping the community versus serving the people that already come through the Y for other services, what does that look like?
So how we're helping the community gets better as the family gets better.
Yeah.
And so every single life we touch goes back out into the community and therefore makes the community better. And we're wanting to make sure that we're giving talking points, that we're giving resources, that we're providing them with a little research every now and again. By doing this for your family, research has proven that you're doing this, making sure that it sticks. You know, it's something that, you know, we've heard a lot of community leaders talk about is the fact that individuals need to be able to read well, write well, speak well, to represent themselves well. And that's what we're about at the Family Literacy Center. And then we have that extra layer where we can provide that high school equivalent diploma in the end.
And with that early childhood, you know, it's that foundation. That's kind of, you know, where my area is. You know, you want to lay that foundation for when they get to that point, you know, and everybody working together, the whole family working together.
Right, and then using those folks, those resources in the community as well,
Absolutely.
Besides the programs that you all have. So next steps then and goals, and I know that you've been there at the YW for several weeks now, but you've got, you know, new set of eyes on things that are going on, new ideas to bring to the table. So as you look at where you carry this program moving forward, what does that look like?
So we're reaching out to community partners, we're reaching out to congregations, we've reached out to MNPS, we're reaching out to a lot of individuals, and we're saying, this is the Hispanic Family Foundation, and we're saying we want to bring our resources to you, because as long as we keep them there at our Woodlawn campus, then we're limiting what we're doing. So we're setting up family literacy days on Saturdays at churches and ensuring that the family comes out, and then asking MNPS, how can we help you? Like, what can we do to help Dr. Joseph and his whole team enhance families and literacy? And then with the Hispanic Family Foundation, because the mission of the Y is eliminating racism and empowering women, so we want to be inclusive of everyone. So with that Latino population, bringing those classes over there to them, making sure that everyone has the opportunity to what we have to offer.
Is it hard to get butts in the seats where you have to do that kind of outreach, or is it just a matter of making sure everybody who needs to know knows that the program exists and Family Literacy Center exists?
So that's a good question. We've had a really good, interesting amount of individuals coming through our doors, and we've been keeping account of them, and they're re-engaging, they're coming back, but we also want to reach out to ensure that the individuals who can't come through our doors, where we're located in Green Hills, sometimes it's difficult for those to get to. So where are the individuals who really need our services? It helps us feel like we're really empowering ourselves through the mission of the Y to go out and talk to them.
Absolutely. And so how do people get started? If they're interested, if they want to refer someone who needs help, where does that look like, and where do they start?
Absolutely. So you want to call the YWCA of Nashville, and our front desk person, Ms. Laura, is outstanding. She knows all about our program, and she will ask the right questions, she will send you to the right people, and if they have additional questions, she always sends them to me. I always make sure that I have that personal touch. They can feel free to pick the phone up and call me, and I will answer their questions. Usually there are some individuals who are afraid about taking that step. So I encourage them that you can do this, you can take this step, we're here to help you. So then after that, once they make that phone call and they come to us, we ensure that they really feel cared for and loved on and spoiled, and then empowered to go back out and make a difference in the lives of their families.
Yeah, because it takes that motivation, I'm sure, to keep people coming. I know
that encouragement.
You have those conversations all the time, don't you, Diane?
I do with the parents, absolutely. You know, just what, you know, they want to know, what can I do for my child? What can I do so they don't, you know, fall into the same pattern that I fell into. And just being there for them is the best thing, and being a resource for those parents.
Sometimes
really
I bet that's even reason enough to kind of light some fires under some, you know, to say, look at my kiddo, and I don't want my kiddo to be in the same place as I am.
Yes.
Exactly.
Any other final thoughts as far as what people should do, what they should bring to the table? I know you talked about this sort of a series of questions that will be asked. Do they need to have anything with them when they make that call so that they're prepared to answer those questions?
I mean, it's always good to have a paper and pencil and be prepared. Write out a list of questions, write out your concerns so we can
Need
answer
to
them
grab
up front.
transcripts from old schools or any of that kind of stuff?
No.
Are you all concerned
No,
about
no.
any of that?
No, we are not concerned about transcripts. We
Okay.
actually take them forward and we move them forward.
Gotcha.
A lot of times they ask us, what do I need to bring? We always say a positive attitude because that's what you're going to be met with.
Short and
You're
sweet.
just understanding that you can get this done. We're here to support you.
Let's take another quick break, and when we come back, I want to make sure we share the information on how people can get in touch. We'll be right back after this.